So today, we're doing something a little different. We're not going to tackle some huge, sprawling topic. Instead, we're going to zero in on one single, really fascinating artifact, a book from 1981 that's, well, it's one part chemistry manual and one part counterculture manifesto. It's a pretty powerful glimpse into a very different time. And here it is, Psychedelic Chemistry by a guy named Michael Valentine Smith. Now, when you first look at it, you might think, okay, what's the big deal? It looks kind of dry, right? Almost like a boring old textbook. You see these cold, clinical photos of pills and plants, all set up in these neat little boxes. It totally gives off this vibe of a scientific publication, but what's hiding inside? Well, that's another story entirely.
And yeah, it does not take long to figure that out. Right there in the opening pages, the publisher hits you with this absolutely chilling warning. It's an immediate, jarring shift from that calm cover. This isn't just information, you know? They're telling you straight up, this is dangerous information. And they make that crystal clear right from the get-go. To really get this book, you have to see it as a product of its time. I mean, we're talking 1981. The psychedelic 60s are like a decade in the rearview mirror, but the ideals and, yeah, the chemistry of that era are still very much alive. They've just gone underground.
This right here, this really gets to the heart of the book's split personality. On the one hand, yeah, it's a super detailed, technical, do-it-yourself guide. But on the other, it is this passionate call to arms, a manifesto for what the author calls a psychedelic revolution. It doesn't just tell you how to do something, it's screaming at you about why you should.
And to understand that why, you really have to look at the author's own words. Michael Valentine Smith isn't just throwing together some chemical formulas here. He is on a mission.
And just listen to how clear he is about his goal. This is not coded language, not at all. He comes right out and says it in the preface. The whole point of this book is to kickstart a revolution. He genuinely believes this knowledge is a tool for radical social change.
And then, just as you're wrapping your head around this huge world-changing mission, he drops this absolute bombshell. The guy writing a super technical guide to synthesizing psychedelics admits he has little knowledge of chemistry. Can you believe that? He's a passionate amateur who thought the job was so important and everyone else was doing it so badly that he just had to do it himself. It's a pretty astonishing confession.
So what is the philosophical core of this revolution he's talking about? Well, the author makes his case by going head-to-head with the social and legal norms of his time.
Right here, he puts psychedelics right up against legal, totally socially accepted drugs. His claim is that while something like 3 cigarettes can hold a lethal dose of nicotine, psychedelics are, in his words, relatively safe and non-toxic. He argues there's no real evidence they damage you, while the abuse of legal stuff, well, that clearly can and does lead to death. It's a really provocative, direct challenge to the establishment.
And his argument just keeps building from there. He moves beyond just recreational use and starts arguing for the medical potential of these substances. He lists all these applications, everything from psychotherapy to pain relief. But he's also really critical of the establishment, saying there's only been a feeble trickle of official research because of what he calls the cowardice and stupidity of officialdom. And the book is full of these fascinating little details about the underground scene back then. For instance, he claims that if you were on the black market and you thought you were taking psilocybin or mescaline, you were probably wrong. Most of what was being sold under those names was actually LSD or something else entirely. It's like a little snapshot of a totally unregulated and, let's be honest, pretty deceptive market.
Okay, so now we're going to take a quick peek inside the technical heart of the book. And let's be super clear. The goal here is not to learn organic chemistry. It's to appreciate the sheer complexity of it all, and maybe understand that publisher's warning a little better.
I mean, just take a look at this. This slide shows 2 different, but equally correct, scientific numbering systems for the exact same molecule. That alone tells you we are way beyond a simple recipe here. The language of this book is the dense, complicated language of advanced chemistry.
And the pages are just filled with diagrams like this one. They're clean, they're precise, and they're completely indecipherable to most people, right? This is not for the complete idiot they warned you about. This is for a serious and potentially very dangerous practitioner. So at the end of the day, the book is basically a collection of these complex, multi-step procedures. The author even says that they assume a thorough knowledge of advanced lab techniques in organic chemistry. This is not a weekend project, you know? It's a whole field of study in itself.
So where does all of this leave us? As we've seen, this book is being pulled in 2 totally different directions at the same time. Is it a manual or is it a manifesto?
And the answer is, it's both. It's not one or the other.
It's a deeply dangerous collection of instructions, all wrapped up in a revolutionary's philosophy. The entire thing is built on this belief that knowledge, even this specific forbidden kind of knowledge, should be free, and that maybe, just maybe, it could freeze society itself.
And that really leaves us with one last thought. In an age like today, where you can find pretty much any information you want with a few clicks, what does a book like this, a physical artifact of forbidden knowledge, really represent? Does it feel less dangerous now, or just quaint? It really stands as this powerful reminder of a time when just sharing information was, in itself, a revolutionary act.